In this chapter, I will be comparing several concepts from Chapter 4 and applying them to the concept of racial profiling in Chapter 3. Two main concepts from Chapter 4 are overdetermination and anonymity. Anonymity refers to one universal human presence where all rules refer to all citizens. This idea is challenged by the idea of overdetermination, where the black body becomes invisible due to black presence in an anti-black world. This results in the absence of human presence in the black community. Their detachment from the ideal human standards causes them to be seen as the problem themselves. They not only symbolize crime, but they become the crime. While reading about these concepts, I was immediately reminded of Raoul's original position theory. The original position is made up of a society of people under a veil of ignorance. This ignorance can shield them from racism in their society. We look at the society to determine the justness of racial profiling, defined by Riemann as any police-initiated criminal investigation action that relies on race or color as a rough indicator of race and not merely on the behavior of an individual. In a society without racism, there is anonymity in the sense that people don't know whether they're in the targeted or the advantaged group. This anonymity allows us to make an unbiased opinion on whether racial profiling is just. It seems that people would be in favor of racial profiling when it is clear that some groups have statistically higher crime rates and that the goal is to keep society safe without violating the targeted group's rights. When you add racism to a society, the situation becomes harder. Overdetermination comes into play here because the citizens know that a particular group is being targeted for investigation and that it's not only an effective racism, but this action leads to continuous racism. This society resembles contemporary United States. We know that African Americans have a higher crime rate, but we're hesitant to act on it for fear of increasing racism. I agree with the ideas in the chapter that state that racial profiling should be used in proportion to the severity of the crime at hand, and that it should only be used when there is abundant evidence for its necessity. Using racial profiling as a worst-case scenario can hopefully limit overdetermination and limit its effects, ultimately, hopefully, ending black invisibility in society today.